I smell bull, but I smell it. And as we can see, my nose is pretty large. Even though I got allergies, I can still smell well enough. I know what I'm smelling when I'm smelling it. Shedeur Sanders, 5th round pick. Really?
He said, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he's not taken by the end of the 3rd round. And I said, do you think, is there something to do with Deion in this? Is it how the kid handled himself, leading through the process?
What if I told you the NFL just got Shedeured? Yeah, grab your popcorn, because the Sanders family is swinging a $100 million lawsuit-shaped hammer over draft day collusion. Did the NFL just fumble the biggest play on the field? Oh, it's messy. And oh yes, you want the tea.
It's not like that. Okay. It's not like who I would like for him to play for. It's a couple teams that I won't allow him to play for. So it's not like that. But this is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain. We ain't got to get back there for me to understand what's behind the curtain and what's not prominent for my son. I'm not doing it. Ain't
and
no
if he doesn't
world.
listen to you?
Who? You must mean owners, like not my son.
The NFL might have just had its biggest oops since letting Deflategate become a national crisis. Because now it's not Tom Brady's footballs in question. It's Shedeur Sanders' draft stock. And spoiler alert, the Sanders family isn't laughing. No, they're coming for necks and wallets with a casual $100 million lawsuit threat. That's not a typo. That's 9 zeros and one very annoyed Hall of Famer dad.
If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the coaches, don't give me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me. You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people got to say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too. So it's like, it's almost normal. Without people hating, it's not normal for us. So we like diversity. We like everything that comes with the name. That's why we are who we are.
Shedeur Sanders not being drafted in the 1st round is ridiculous. Just 2 weeks ago, he was the top 3 quarterback. Then these anonymous reports came out, and now he's not a 1st round quarterback? Like, come on, bro. Do we really gotta talk about this? Like, do we really gotta take it there? But at the same time, we've seen this before with Lamar Jackson. And if anything, it looks like the Shedeur villain era is about to get started.
Apparently, the NFL draft wasn't just a talent showcase. It was a behind-the-scenes puppet show. And guess who they tried to keep off stage? That's right, the quarterback who throws with sniper precision and celebrates like he just walked off a GQ shoot. Shedeur Sanders. If swagger were currency, the man's already a billionaire. But instead of a 1st-round welcome party, the league rolled out a red carpet straight to the "we'll call you later" waiting room.
Will you step in Eli Manning-like, Deion Sanders-like, to the point where, like, you told him, hey, man, I ain't taking that psych test with the Giants. I followed you after that. I said I wasn't taking it either. Will you step in and do some of that if it's the wrong organization and say he ain't going there?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it publicly. I'll do it privately.
Yeah. Okay.
So you said you're going to be dad. You're going to be dad. You're going to be dad.
I'm dad. The cows come home. Yes, sir. And with Travis as well.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that shit. I keep forgetting that shit.
As a father, are there teams you'd prefer he didn't play for?
There's a lot of teams I prefer that he didn't play for. It's just like saying, aren't there teams that you don't want to watch? That you hit the remote, you just hit the clicker like that? You darn skippy. You're right. It's teams I didn't want to play for. So why wouldn't I want my kids? No, come on, man. I'm a dad.
Now let's be honest, something smelled funky from day one. Like suspiciously funky. Like week-old nachos under a stadium bleacher. Shedeur's tape was immaculate. His poise? NFL ready. His bloodline? Literally quarterback royalty. But the draft board said, nah, we're good. And here comes the plot twist. The Sanders camp believes this wasn't just an oversight. Oh no. They're suggesting full-blown collusion. Yep, the word that makes league lawyers twitch and PR departments schedule emergency yoga retreats. So what exactly are they accusing the NFL of? Well, imagine a group chat where team execs are swapping memes, ignoring Shedeur's combine stats, and collectively nodding in agreement to wait it out. According to the Sanders family's not-so-subtle message, Shedeur wasn't overlooked. He was deliberately held back, like he was too polished, too outspoken, or maybe just too connected to a coach dad who refuses to kiss the league's designer ring.
Shedeur has started every game in high school,
Right.
every game in college except one, and he's prepared for this next level and this journey that he's about to go. And I think he's the most equipped. He's had, Cam, you know, the 7 different offensive coordinators.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, a line that was always criticized and scrutinized, but,
sure.
but he still stood and delivered. I think he's the best one for the job for any city, and he's the most equipped. Oftentimes, we draft these quarterbacks that been on these elite teams. Now they get in a situation where it's not as conducive to their success.
For sure.
And they choke.
And speaking of that coach dad, Deion Primetime Sanders, let's just say subtlety isn't exactly his love language. The man built a media empire out of calling it exactly like he sees it. If the NFL thought they could ghost his son and keep it quiet, they forgot who they were dealing with. This isn't your average football family. This is the Sanders dynasty, where receipts are kept in crystal clear 4K. Now, cue the NFL's panicked spin cycle. Suddenly, analysts are trying to backpedal harder than a cornerback on a Tyreek Hill route. Oh, maybe teams were concerned about system play. Please, Shedeur's system was drop back, read the defense, and casually eviscerate them with an 18-yard laser. If he played in a system, it was the system of excellence. And that's apparently a little too spicy for some franchises allergic to charisma.
I was on the edge of my seat waiting for his name to be called because he is him. He is he. He is it. He should have gone first overall. And the NFL should be ashamed of itself for what it has now done over 3 rounds of the draft to Shedeur Sanders. I'm so sickened and I'm so saddened over what this league just did to this kid.
Here's where it gets juicy. The rumored lawsuit threat isn't just about bruised egos, it's about money left on the table. First-round picks don't just get better contracts, they get better marketing deals, better endorsements, and better treatment. But instead, Shedeur was allegedly rerouted to a lower round with lower perks and a side of prove yourself more. As if his resume wasn't already more decorated than a grandma's living room. You know the NFL loves a good underdog story, unless that underdog walks in wearing Louis Vuitton, has a famous last name, and refuses to downplay his greatness for the sake of humility theater. That's the real problem here. Shedeur didn't play the game their way. He dared to be unapologetically elite in a system that rewards silent compliance.
Shedeur Sanders has now made it to the 3rd round of the NFL draft without getting picked, and the reason for this is a lot more diabolical than anyone would have imagined. When the 2024 NFL draft ended, Shedeur Sanders was projected as the odds-on favorite to be the #1 overall draft pick in 2025. As the year went on, other players stepped up, and Shedeur became probably the 3rd QB prospect, but now we're into the 3rd round and he still hasn't been drafted. A lot of people said it's because his interviews went poorly or his combine performance wasn't up to par, or that he didn't play well enough in his final season of college football. But the real reason behind it is way more than that.
And now that he's potentially bringing legal heat, the league's trying to pretend everything is just fine. Business as usual. Move along. Nothing to see here. Except there's everything to see here, because if this lawsuit becomes real and it's looking dangerously close to lawyers on standby territory, it's going to force open a Pandora's box of scouting politics, secret team agreements, and the unwritten rules that seem to magically apply to certain players but not others. If you thought the combine was high stakes, just wait until depositions start dropping. This won't be a trial. This will be primetime television. And let's not forget the fans. Because while team executives were playing draft day chess with invisible rules, fans were out here drafting Shedeur in fantasy leagues before the real draft even ended. Everyone watching could see the star power. Everyone except, apparently, the folks who wear suits and pretend they don't read Twitter. But oh, they read it now. Every hashtag, every meme, every thread dragging their credibility like a cleat through mud.
I also find it funny that Shedeur Sanders, who the Cleveland Browns extensively talked to in the pre-draft, extensively went to see him, Why would you go to see somebody and you thought they were a 5th round pick? Why would you go meet with a person if you felt that they were a 6th round pick and you knew you were going to take Dylan Gabriel? See, what I think happened was the league said, here's what we're going to do. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Hey, Shedeur, we're going to make sure we make an example out of that. Council was going to say, you're going to slide, not the 2nd, not the 3rd, not the 4th, and the 5th. All the rest of you teams out there, don't even think about looking at Shedeur.
The best part? The NFL tried to act like this was just another year, just another draft class, just another prospect who needs time to develop. Please, Shedeur walks onto the field like it's a runway and throws like he's got cheat codes. The only thing that needed development was the league's excuse generator, and it's glitching hard. So, here we are. The Sanders family has drawn the line in the turf. They're not playing nice. They're not playing politics. They're playing for justice with interest. And if the NFL doesn't think this storm's headed their way, they haven't been paying attention. This isn't just about one draft pick. This is about changing the whole draft game. Some players get drafted. Others make the league wish they had. Shedeur, he might be the first to do both and still send them the invoice.